Hey, this is Travis in the Uncanny Valley. So, a lot of times I will be listening to someone tell me a story about their day or about something that they think is going to be a 30-second story or a 2-minute story. And if they were telling it to another neurotypical, holistic person, then it very likely would be because that person would just somehow, as if by magic, know how to understand the words that they were going to speak. Um, I have very, very often frustrated people when they are trying to tell a story because I need everything clarified. It is misunderstood to be that I'm picking at their words sometimes or that I'm getting distracted. That's a very common thing, that they think I'm getting distracted by the details. But picture every ambiguous word that you might use in a story as a fork in the road. That's an idiom. I only understand that idiom as the way it's meant, so I'm not distracted by that. Anyways, that's a side story. But if you're talking about a group of 3 people and you say they, I cannot confidently infer which person you're speaking about. So there's a level of implied continuity in your story that other people would accurately interpret, and I don't just lack the confidence, I lack the capacity to accurately infer which person you are speaking about. I genuinely do not know. So, if it's they and it's a person and a cat, obviously I can figure out who said something in the story. But if you say they said get off the couch, I'll know it's the person. But like, if it's hard to explain how prevalent this is in most people's stories. There are so many vague things said that I often check out of listening because I can't keep up with all the possibilities. It's almost like the multiple worlds theory, and how like every ambiguous word that's spoken just fractures the story, doubles the options of the story again. What started off as a single story with one continuous cohesive storyline, every ambiguous word splits it in half. The first ambiguous word makes it, there's 2 possibilities here, and then the second ambiguous word makes it to where there's now 4 possibilities. So the storyline gets so sprawled out that it really slows down my processing. So I find myself needing to interrupt because it's not that I'm distracted by the details. It's that I'm seeing all this what looks like a family tree just taking over your story. And if I could clarify something here, I can maybe keep up. And I know that's distracting to the person telling the story, or at least that's the way I understand it. But it's not to be distracting. It's not that I'm trying to pick at your words. It's that is the only way I can understand. And I cannot tell you how many times people have gotten frustrated or just discouraged from telling the story because it was too exhausting for them, and understandably so. But like, trying to keep up with all the possible stories that you were trying to tell. Now we're up to 16 stories, and you used another vague word, and now it's 32 versions of this thing that you might be telling me. And if I wait till the end to go back in and fill all those things in, it's not something I can keep up with. I can't go back and do all that. So I hope that makes sense. It's a very visual thing for me. I'm describing this picture as the way I see the story as it's told. Maybe someday I'll put a picture to this. But anyways, hopefully that makes sense. God bless.